Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about some hot new lip stains, lip liner stains, cheek stains, all of the staining products that are new to the market. Along with everybody else, I am so into staining products these days. They're just so convenient and long lasting. You don't have to touch them up as much. When used in conjunction with other products, they can really give this beautiful dimension to your makeup look. Last year or so, my go-to lip combo has been a stain, a lip liner, and a gloss over top, all in sort of corresponding shades. And I find that the stain underneath kind of looks like the color is coming from within. It just gives this dimension and just oomph to your makeup. Especially if you like no makeup, you like things that you don't have to fuss with, you don't like to look like you're wearing a lot of product. Staining products, especially some of the ones that I'm about to talk about, can really make your life easier. At this point, I want to do a video about all of my top recommendations when it comes to staining products. For now, I just want to talk about these new ones and give y'all my thoughts. Please do like and subscribe. I am a growing channel, and any support that you give me, I would be so appreciated. All right, let's jump in. These are the brand new Violette FR Lip Nectars. They came out with 4 shades of these. I got just one to start. This is the shade Betise. I'm really glad I got this shade. It's a really pretty soft, warm berry shade. It's kind of similar to Fenty My Type, but a little bit more subdued. I think Lip Nectar is the perfect name for these because of this really juicy, glassy, smoothing shine they give. This is probably the glossiest, like actually shiniest glossy lip stain I've tried. If you're familiar with K-Beauty lip stains, I feel like these are kind of like a cross between the Romand Lasting Water tints and the Romand Juicy Lasting tints. They're very creamy feeling, and the stain that they offer is kind of subdued and like on the lighter side, which is similar to the Juicy Lasting tints. But the color kind of darkens and these get shinier as they sit on your lips, which is like the Lasting Water tints, and they feel very lightweight but are extremely glassy looking. I really do think these are special. I think the glossiness that they give is very unique and just makes me want to keep putting these on my lips. They're also very hydrating feeling, like they don't dry out my lips at all. Super easy to apply on the go. Like I apply this with no mirror, with no problem. I do think they probably should have called these a hydrating lip tint instead of a stain, because the stain on these is not like what I tend to think of as a stain. It's very subdued, it's subtle, it's a tint, and if you reapply this like while you're out, that tint is gonna build up as you reapply and you're gonna get a stronger tint. But the staining power you get with these when you just like wipe them away is not incredibly strong. But I'm actually okay with that because I view these as more like everyday on-the-go lip products. And sometimes when a product has too much of a stain, I don't like it because I can't like easily switch out my lip color. Yeah, I'd say that these are more of a tint. Don't expect a super strong stain. These are kind of like the glossy lip tints I've been dreaming of. The shades are so beautiful, the glossiness they give, the subtle tint, it's just truly excellent. I would love to have all 4 shades that they offer in this. I don't know if I necessarily need them. I may wait until they come to my Sephora so I can swatch them in person, but I know that I've been wearing Betise nonstop since I got it. Next up from NYX, these are pretty new. It's the Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum. I have the shade Mocha Me Wet. It's what's on my lips right now. I do have this full pigment. I would typically probably shear this out a little bit, but I really wanted to show you how the pigment could be built up. These have pigment. They are not messing around. They are bold colors, but they're not messy or like gloppy. NYX can be kind of hit or miss for me, and sometimes I find that their products lack nuance. And I kind of worry that this would be a very thick, like fully pigmented gloss formula that was like overly thick and sticky. But no, these feel amazing on the lips. They are full pigment and like pretty full opacity, and they have a gorgeous shine, but they feel very lightweight on the lips. Not as lightweight as the Violette. These definitely have more like heft to them. And I think as a consequence, they're a little bit less glossy looking. However, these are super shiny, very smoothing, look just like very gorgeous and shiny on the lips. Like I said, I think when it's full pigment like I have it right now, I'm running into some issues like the dreaded butthole mouth and just sort of like the pigment not being completely even. But like I said, I would never wear it this pigmented. When you shear this out a little bit, It does not look patchy at all. It is like completely smooth and even and gives that beautiful kind of like watercolor shine to your lips. I also love this shade. Like, this kind of shade is very difficult to find in lip stains. They're usually just very warm toned or like pink or red. This is a really nice grayish, purplish brown. It looks quite vampy on me with it full pigment, but like you can absolutely kind of layer this under a more nude gloss for a little bit more of a toned down everyday look. And if you have a deeper skin tone, this would be a stunning nude on you. See that these have like medium staining power. It's not incredibly intense, it's not incredibly long lasting. These do stain more than the Violette ones, but less than something like the Fenty Poutsicles. I'll also put up a comparison between this shade and Kulfi Tamarind because they're quite similar. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I love this shade, I love the formula, and I love that there's such a wide shade range with this product. All right, and then I have this Tarte lip liner stain. This is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Stain Liner. I have mine in the shade Spiced Ginger. And here's the thing, I love the concept of a lip liner stain. It seems like something that would work. There is a use for it. Like, my lip liner is always one of the first things to disappear throughout the day, so I love a long-lasting lip liner. I have tried some other lip liner stains and they just usually come with problems. Often will dry out too fast because of the like kind of felt tip component. It's also kind of hard to get the shade right with a lip liner stain. For me anyways, I prefer my lip liner in a cool toned like brown with some like purple in it, really like a mauve. That particular stain is just really hard to get right with a stain. Usually the shade, even if it's advertised as like a cool tone nude, it ends up looking very pink, like just around the edges of my lips, and I just don't like that. However, I will say these Tarte ones actually keep their shade. They don't turn like warm or like a bright pink, and they've got some really good nudes. This Spiced Ginger color is great. Is it my like perfect ideal lip liner shade? No, it's a little too warm and too brown with not enough purple in it for me. But I love the concept enough to keep using this. I'm kind of on the fence about this. I don't think I absolutely love it, but I do appreciate it and I think it's a good product. The thing is that it just doesn't perform that much better than any of my like very long lasting lip liners, like the RMS lip liners. Those are incredibly long lasting and I find that they last about the same amount of time on my lips as this does, but this is a little bit trickier to use. It has that like stain liquid kind of formula. You just don't get a lot of time to kind of like buff it out or like smudge out any mistakes as you do with a traditional liner. So it's harder to use, but I don't feel like the performance is that much better than a regular lip liner to justify that. But out of the lip liner stains that I've tried so far, this one is the best one. I will definitely keep using it and keep playing around with it, but so far the other products that I've talked about so far are much bigger hits for me than this. Next up is a new shade of the Benetint. I love the classic Benetint, the original rosy shade, as well as all of the colors they've come out with in that range. Benetint line is a little bit confusing because the original Benetint has this very watery classic stain formula. And then some of the other shades like Flora Tint or Love Tint have a bit of a like creamier texture to them, more similar to the texture of a classic liquid blush, but it still has that amazing staining power. To be honest, I wish they had not come out with these new shades in the original Benetint formula, the like watery stain. I just find this formula harder to work with than the other shades. It dries a lot faster, and because it's that sort of like see-through water texture, it can really like pick up on any texture on your face. It can potentially lift up foundation. It's not a product that I use like a classic liquid blush like on top of my foundation, or even really with much other makeup at all. I see people complain about the Benetint not working for them, and I think it's usually because they're trying to use it with like a full glam look. I exclusively use the Benetint with this original watery formula as a no makeup product. I'll use it on my lips anytime, but on the cheeks, I reserve it for times when I'm wearing no other makeup at all. Or maybe like some super light concealer or a tinted SPF, but I do not try and use this as a blush on top of full glam makeup. It's just not gonna work. However, as a no makeup, just like quick touch of something in the car or at the beach or at the gym, just a little something to kind of like make your face look more alive, this is amazing. Because it's a stain and it has that watery formula, it sinks into your skin as a blush and just looks like you're glowing from within. It does not look like you're wearing blush. It just kind of looks like your cheeks are that color. That's the beauty of a cheek stain. On the lips, you know, they look like a classic lip stain with, you know, no shine or anything. I would say this is a medium staining power. It's not the most intense stain and it's not the most long lasting, but that's why I really, really like it for on the go. You can layer this up, you can apply it on the go, you can apply it with your fingers on your face, you can build it up. It's just very versatile, I think. The only thing you can't do with it is wear it as a blush with full glam makeup. All of that said, I'm very happy to have this dark cherry shade. And I don't even think I said it. This is the shade Dark Cherry. Benefit came out with 2 new shades of the Benetint, Dark Cherry and Raspberry. I only picked up Dark Cherry because I did swatch raspberries in store and it really looks very similar to the original Benetint. It's just like a bright pink. But Dark Cherry is this beautiful, cool toned, kind of deeper red. I've been loving this, especially on the lips. I love staining my lips with kind of like a cool toned, reddish, purpley brown, and then going in on top with like a sort of corresponding or like complementary gloss on top. So like something like Phytosurgence Jam or Tarte Honeysuckle, Clinique Black Honey type of lip glosses. And then it just kind of gives this like dimensional, vampy yet wearable look. I just think it's so flattering, especially if you have sort of like medium contrast like I do. It just sort of like brings your face to life and gives this beautiful dimension to your lips. This does have more pigment, like it's more impactful than the original Benetint, which could make it a little bit harder to use if you have very fair skin. However, if you have deeper skin and the original Benetint doesn't work on you, I would try this shade because I think that might work a little bit better for you. All right, so that's all I have for y'all. I hope you enjoyed this little roundup of some new staining products on the market. I don't know about y'all, but I love this trend. I hope we keep rolling with this. I want every brand to come out with a lip stain, like a glossy stain. I'm just loving this trend of staining as a method for long wear makeup. Feel free to leave any questions or suggestions to me down below. I want to know your favorite staining product, whether it be a lip stain, cheek stain, you know, whatever. If there's something that I haven't tried, I want to try it before I do my big roundup video. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed and I will see you next time.